Braden, how's the weather up there, my guy?
The weather is horrendous, dude. I was already pissed before we started this podcast, but now you just asked me how the weather is when you're downstate with 70s and rain, and we just got like 2 fucking feet of snow up here.
I mean, dude, I've had to have my sunglasses on. It's bright.
I'm surprised you're not in a
Like,
tank top.
life's good. Dude,
I
okay, it's a little chilly today. Like, we got some crazy thunderstorms,
Chili?
but
What is chili? Enlighten me on what chili is.
it's like 40.
Fuck off.
I mean, dude, downstate's hitting me. What could I say? I've gotten a little soft,
Uh,
missing my
40
roots.
chili. It's actually was really sunny today. Believe it or not, like we got all of that storm the last a lot of
What, feet?
hours.
I
Feet.
believe you texted me in all caps,
Feet.
feet of
Yes.
snow.
Capital feet. But we've had all sunshine today, so it's actually been like a really beautiful winter day, which sucks because I'm saying that on March 31st.
Yeah, which is like I've been thrown outside, dude. I finally got the fence back. I broke a disc on it.
See,
Like,
that pisses me off. The fact that you were pissed at me for being able to practice indoors. Now I am pissed at you
oh yeah,
because
this
we haven't
is
been
dude
outside yet.
payback. That's the payback.
I love
Is
it.
I mean, I wouldn't throw frisbees at anyone yet. Like anything under 60 kind of hurts,
No,
but
absolutely. Yes.
yeah.
Horrendous.
Also, yo, we got a new logo. I mean, look at that beauty.
Yes, we do.
I have to give
Hey.
a gigantic shout out to my friend Danielle.
Yes, she did
Went to
wonderful.
college with her. She designed this logo.
Yes.
Super talented graphic designer. Um,
And for those of you that can't see, what it is, it's Noah and I, with the justice get
Specifically
back. Yeah.
from what the IFT last year,
Oh,
right? Because it's the New
was
Jerseys.
yes, it would have been last year's IFT. Yes,
Yeah,
it really
Saturday
would
at the
have.
IFT.
Yep.
All time photo.
Because you've got your hat on, the captain's hat,
Yeah,
which
the captain's
iconic.
hat.
Yeah, I love it. We both have the shades on.
Yeah, it really gives just like it's amazing how it captured the fact that we were not doing anything frisbee
Not
related,
a damn thing.
but
We were
just laughing about something that we were talking about instead.
yes.
Like,
I also love the detail that like she's got your sweats and my leggings and shorts.
which
Like,
perfect Saturday fit that year,
oh
like
yeah.
spot on.
But you can distinctively tell the difference in like the leg wear. Like she did incredible on this.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see that like all of our logos on YouTube has been changed when we use social media. You'll see the new logo. So
Yeah, we'll be making socials now that we have a logo, et cetera, et
yes.
cetera. But I
So
don't think we've said it yet. Everyone, welcome back to the Bag Zone podcast. Windmills will be important later, which actually brings us, Brandon, into our first topic, which we're both goalies or former goalies. In my case, you're still a goalie.
I'm still in. Which first off, hold on before we keep going further. I don't know where you are in your beer league, but my playoff like this is now starting tomorrow is now my last week of beer league playoffs. And we're kind of in like a win or go home situation.
Oh,
So
so
it's
we're going home.
it's crying. we're showing up to the rink on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock and saying I don't want to do this anymore. And so, yeah, no. So this is like my final week. And my knees are like they can feel the end. They know they're excited for the end of the season.
Yeah, we my league, because we have 5 teams in our top league at our rink. We just don't do playoffs now.
Oh, so you do
Uh,
like a Premier League? You're
it's
the
literally just like, hey, you guys ran out of season because we have 5 teams now to sort of fit the schedule in. We just don't do playoffs.
fair enough. So you guys are you're just whoever accumulates the most points or wins, however you
Yeah,
do it. Yeah.
yeah. Like I think we've got 2 more games the next 2 weeks, and then there's a week off, and then the summer split starts.
So you were out of it like 3 months ago. Hey.
Oh yeah, totally. Like legitimately, week 2 happened, and it was like, well, it was a good season, boys. Let's try not to get relegated.
Oh my god. You were saying sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, as goalies, like in my mind, something I wanted to do, even though I stopped playing goalie when I was 10, is get in a goalie fight.
That's
Like,
yep. So I'm glad you brought
cause
this up because I'm still pissed about this. Um, so for those of you that don't know, couple weeks ago, and this has been weeks now, I'm still fuming about this. Weeks
you
ago,
texted me about this weekend because it
yes,
like came up on your feed again
I
and got
even
you riled
saw
up
the
a second
video.
time.
So Jeremy Swayman and Darcy Kemper were playing. The Bruins and the Kings were playing. Um, and there was one of the Bruins players ran into Kemper, and Kemper took exception to it, And then there was another scuffle that happened like after an ensuing whistle, and then Swayman left his crease to like center because he was like, "You're gonna, that's my guy. The other goalie is my guy if there is a fight." And he roughed up one of our guys. I'm gonna do the favor. And Kemper came storming out of the net, ready to go. The boys, like their gloves were off, but the refs.
Also, if anyone doesn't know modern like hockey goalie equipment and you're thinking about like goalie fights from the 90s, it's not just like shake them and they're off. Like goalies are strapped in. Like
Yes,
you have to take your blocker, try and get your snagger undone so you have a free hand to undo your blocker. Like it's a
it's a
process.
process. And before they even crossed the respective blue lines, like both of these guys' gloves were off. Like
Helmets off, like they are ready to
they were
throw hands.
ready to go. And the refs jumped, like both of the benches were standing up. The crowd was getting ready to go, and the refs and the linesmen decide to jump in and stop this from ever happening in the first place. And when I tell you, I was fortunate enough to watch it live because the excitement of, oh my god, there's actually going to be a goalie fight happening, to then the fucking refs stopped a goalie fight from happening. I'm so let them fight. If they want to fight, they know what they're getting into. They're big boys. Like, let them go. They're part of the team. Let them go.
So I was talking chatting with a coworker about this because I was like, we had this conversation. We're living in the moment. And he's a big hockey fan and plays hockey too. And he was listening to oh my gosh, what's the big hockey podcast with like Biz on it?
Are you forgetting the name of
Spittin'
Spittin'
Chicklets. Dear
Chicklets?
God, I had to get there. But they had a former player on, and he was like, "Oh, this came down from the owners. Like there is a directive to officials to not let goalies fight."
Really? That's
And I
so
was like,
silly.
dude, can we get like the old days back when a goalie would just go through a ref for a fight?
Yeah, when like Ron
Like
Hextall
it
would.
would, yeah, like Hex. I imagine Hextall or oh gosh, who was the last great fighting goalie? He played for like Calgary for a while. He had like mixed martial arts in his family.
Why am I thinking like Grant Fuhr?
No, he came up to mind too. Oh gosh, I'm gonna blank on his name
Was it
now.
Mika Kiprusoff? Are you thinking of?
No, the second I remember it after the pod, I'm gonna be livid that I forgot it. But
Or
it's
like
like those
at the
days of
end?
like that moment where you're like, oh no, goalies are gonna fight. Like we're going. Patrick Waugh back in the day would have taken the suspension.
Yeah, dude. Like the brawls. You think of like the brawls at the Joe Louis Fight Night at the D, and like
Oh,
none of those are anywhere as iconic. If like Wah and Ozzy and Wah and Mike Vernon didn't meet at center right, and you know what I mean? Like it's just. I understand you have a goalie, you have your 1A who makes a shit ton of money, and okay, he like breaks a hand or like he fractures a jaw and he's out for the season, whatever. But maybe this is the caveman in me. You are in the entertainment business. Fights, people want to see fights. Like the arena stood up.
I was gonna say, I realized that the greatest thing in hockey, it's not a sick goal. It's not like a crazy pass or assist. It's a goalie fight.
Yeah.
That is the actual answer.
Yes.
Oh, also Ray Emery, that is the guy.
Oh, yes.
Ray
Thank you.
Emery
Yes.
legitimately
Yes.
could kick the crap out of people.
Yes.
But it's like no, you remember like Emery and like Buren in '07,
Oh,
in the Battle of Alberta,
terrific tilt.
like crazy fights. Yeah, like when Mike Smith used to fight, it was like, dude, those are like the Hextall moments. Those were the best parts of like
Yeah.
something so intense that goalies are getting involved.
Let him go,
Also, I
dude.
have a proposed rule change. So if goalies get in a fight, they have to go serve the penalty.
See, I love
Like
that.
he's got to go sit in the box,
I love
and the
that.
backup goalie comes in.
Yes.
But instead of waiting for a whistle, you do it shorthanded. They play 4-on-4 with the backup goalie, and then the starting goalies have to go play out until the next whistle. So
Oh
like
my
he tries to get
god.
back to the bench, the coach is like, stay out there. You're playing left winger."
That would be chaos. I also think something similar. I think if a team is 6-on-5, empty net situation, and they ice the puck and the play comes back to their end, they shouldn't be allowed to put the goalie back in. Because the
You
rule
should have to
is
do the
you have to.
like the sixth position player is like trying to get big and like make a
Yeah,
save if he needs to.
yeah, but also like if you ice the puck, the rule is you can't change any players, right? A goalie coming
Yeah,
off
so
the
why would you
bench,
be able to change
you know
your
what I
goalie
mean?
back on the ice?
I think if you ice the
That's a good
puck six
point.
on five, the goalie can't come back on. I think that's so silly. And also let the goalies fight. I don't fuck the owners. I don't care what they. I might get in trouble for that, but to fuck the NHL owners.
Yeah, because
That's what the
our
people want
our
to see.
podcast
Our
is
podcast,
it's big enough
huge.
that we're gonna get in trouble with the NHL owners because someone's definitely gonna see this.
But like, let him go. I don't know, man. It still riles me up. Oh,
Yeah, dude. And then speaking of our windmill too, I was at the Wings game on Saturday at LCA,
I
and
know
like a
exactly
couple
what you're
fights
about
to
to.
start that game.
I know
Like that
exactly
was
what you're about to
exciting,
start.
and then it got really boring. Like it was the most dump and chase, no offense. Like there were 7 or 8 shots for each team in the second, and then there was like one big save towards the end of the game. And Cam Talbot went the butterfly. He didn't have to move his glove. He
No.
did not move his glove an inch. Puck found its way into his glove. He counted to 2 Mississippi and then hit the biggest windmill from the butterfly. LCA loses their minds. And as a goalie, I was like, he didn't need to do
Oh
that. And you
no.
see the replay, and he literally like save, squeeze, looks down, sees it, looks back up, and then is like, all right, here's my moment. Let's do it.
If those of you that haven't seen the video, it won't take you long. Like just go on to the NHL's Instagram and just like scroll once. Like they posted it. It's on there. Go find this video of Cam Talbot being extra. That is what we talk about when we say be extra when you bag it and then do the windmill. This is the waiting to 2 Mississippi
Yeah,
before giving them
it's
the. It's
like make
special.
eye contact with the person on the other team, look back down at the frisbee, and then windmill it.
Oh, it's special. It's very special. Speaking of windmills and goalies, fun fact for you: we have a guest on the show today.
Who is quite special, I might add as well.
Very special. And is also a goalie, believe it or not.
Yeah, we find our way to just add all the goalies to our team.
We do a really good job with that. We do a very good job. So for those of you that might not know, Luke McCarthy is on the left of this this picture. And we are going
And video.
and video. Well, he will be on the right of this video, left of the picture, right of the video. So without further ado, very very good friend of ours, one of the
First ever guest on the pod as well.
first ever guest on the pod, one of the original Wolfpack members. Which, by the way, I am wearing my original Wolfpack
The original
merch.
Wolfpack jersey.
Yes,
Which, good for you that it still
it
fits.
still
'Cause
fits.
We were
Is
babies.
beyond me. But without further ado, our good friend, our teammate, Luke McCarthy.
Woo!
What's
Welcome
up,
to the pod.
boys?
First guest, dude. Luke, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Happy to be here. You know, premier Guts Frisbee podcast in the world.
In the world, worldwide.
No.
Goddamn
world.
right. Goddamn right. Someone challenges us on that. I dare you.
Dare you? They don't have graphic designers like we do. They don't have musicians making intros for them. They got nothing.
They don't have guests like we do.
No, they simply do not. Luke McCarthy wouldn't. They wouldn't get Luke McCarthy on a pod. Not a chance.
No, he only does the exclusive stuff.
Yeah, this is high end. This is top tier right here. All right, buddy. So tell me a little bit. A lot of you, if you've been around the Market Gut scene, I mean, you're familiar with Luke, right? He's been around literally forever, about the same time as us, because we've been around forever. Luke, give yourself a little. I want to hear from you, from your perspective of growing up in the game of guts. Give me a little origin story on yourself.
I mean, you guys talked about it the first episode a little bit. It's not any different from you, really. You guys said in the first one, actually, for you specifically, Braden, that it started through band, but for me, it was tennis. It was high school tennis,
Damn.
and the I think we went disc golfing before we ever played guts. I don't really remember, but I think
Dude.
it started with tennis, and then we go play disc golf in the summer.
That's
And
That
it's
was
like,
literally
hey,
it.
we're doing frisbee things. Come, I'm gonna bring you two to frisbee things. So it's like, all right.
yeah.
Dude, that was also the origins of my elbow tendonitis. Was specifically, we'd play tennis, we'd go disc golfing every day after tennis, and then we'd be like, "Hey, let's try this guts thing." Like I'd already been playing, but to bring you guys out there, and I just threw thumbers back then, at like 15,
Oh.
and my elbow was obliterated. But yeah, it was like, "Oh, you guys like to disc golf?" Back when like Powder Mill was the only course in town, and it was like, "Well, hey, I play this crazy frisbee sport. Like, you guys should try that out. But like, I'm curious, Luke, and getting into like this squad background of when did you guys like really get hooked on it? Because I remember that the three Lukes, two
Connors
Connors,
and
and a
Braden.
Braden team. Like that was, I think, both y'all's first tourney, but it wasn't like, oh, we made every tournament after that.
I
There's
don't
like a
think
break in there.
I don't even think we played in nationals the next year.
No.
That's what I'm
I
saying. There was like a year or two off until
I
you
think
guys
we
like
took like a
really got
year
into
off.
it.
Maybe we were going to practices and stuff. Um,
Was that Togo's, Luke? Were we Togo's that team?
the three Lukes, two Connors, and a Braden.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were Togos.
That's so sick.
That was Togos. Yeah, that feels like a fever dream.
So long
Like,
ago.
yeah, I remember like maybe one or two things from that tournament. I remember playing O'Malley's and them only throwing at Cully
Yeah,
the
that
entire
yes.
game. It was round robin. They only threw at Cully, which fair enough.
For those of you that
Um,
don't know, does anyone have a really good memory of what the three Connors, two Lukes, and a Braden was? Luke, do you remember all of the names?
like on the team.
Yeah, like who? Like it was Connor
Well,
Steer.
yeah. I mean, I assume you're alluding to the other Connor, right? Because that's like
Yes.
the only one that isn't obvious. You know,
Yes.
Luke McCarthy, Luke McAuliffe, Luke Lottinen, Connor Steer, Braden. I think it was Connor McLaughlin. I think that was it was something similar to McAuliffe and McCarthy. I'm pretty sure.
Which also, yeah, we could have gone with the mix and others for
I
that
think
team as well.
I could be making that up, but I think
Also,
that's
Luke,
the name.
you got to tell the people what you were throwing back in those days.
Oh, what?
Lefty thumber.
Yeah,
The
dude.
Thumber.
The
Oh my
lefty
God.
thumber.
I threw maybe one that actually moved like a thumber that entire thing. I remember we were playing like I don't. It was an older guys. It might have been Sunday morning, and they were yapping and they're telling me to bring them the lefty thumber. I this is the other memory I have. I remember playing O'Malley's, and I remember this game, and I threw one that actually kind of shifted down, but I probably still got soaked. I don't know.
That's awesome. Lefty thumber. That's about as mythic as me throwing my righty two finger in that one picture from.
Yeah, but
the
Luke's
IFT.
actually had some potential.
No, but it's like I probably threw it better when I was 15 than I do now.
Oh, totally. That thumber's that one shot of like under 20, you're twice as good as you are when you're older. It's like the inverse backhand.
Well, but it wasn't good back then. I just throw it horrendously now. I can't throw it now.
All right, so Luke, we also want to do some stuff with our guests. Kind of some just standard questions, some things that the people want to know of, like when you first started playing Guts. Like, was there anyone that you idolized or like wanted to tailor your game after when you like first started playing?
I mean, like it's got to be some of the older Marquette, like the guys like a little bit older than us, like bringing up O'Malley's again. You know, the O'Malley's guys. Adam threw a two finger. I remember early on, like it was probably the year we played our first IFT or something. But we were going back to your last question, like where we started taking Guts Frisbee more seriously. Probably around that time. I remember it was like Adam, Cam, you were probably gone at college, and I don't know where Braden was, but Mullet and maybe one other person went to throw at the behind the dome, those fields there with that fence. And Adam helped me a lot with my two finger then. So like Adam's one, I get, because like you compare yourself and like to the people who throw the same shot as you, I guess. So that's probably the biggest one, I'd say.
Yeah. The other question I have on that is, did anyone tell you to ride the bike when you learned how to catch?
That's a classic.
The Marquette special.
I feel like you probably did at least at some point.
Surely it was said at least once.
Yeah, no, it was definitely said by who?
Dude, I think we all got that from Cam because I started saying it to make fun of Cam.
Could be,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we all just rode the bike anyways.
Yeah, and then we were like, hey, everyone, we just got to ride the bike. Get your hands up.
See, I definitely don't ride the bike. I don't know.
No.
I'm like a
No, it's
hands on
funny.
the-
None of us do.
Yeah, hands on the knee kind of guy, you know?
Is that how you? Is that? Do you like doing the same thing every time when you're getting ready for defense?
It depends who's throwing.
Oh.
Uh,
That's a really good point.
if it's coming out like lower, like if I was catching myself, I'd probably start like crouched.
Which, first off, crazy thing. Could you imagine throwing and like flashing over to like imagine being able to play
I've
guts with
always I've
yourself?
always wanted to see what my shot looks like. I've always wanted to.
I know I would get caught by myself.
Oh, I
Like
think
I'm getting
I think
soaked.
so too. I think I would choke myself. But yeah, no, if it's starting low, I'm kind of, and this is a new thing. I used to always be like, I'm gonna get low in the, the classic crouch position that like at least half of players do. I feel like, and now I've kind of the last like year I've transitioned to, I like to start kind of still towing the line, but like 1 foot back, um, like baseball stance kind of, and then just approaching the frisbee that way. But it depends who's throwing for sure.
Do you have any examples of like? Is it certain shots that would be like a backhand versus a two finger, or is it so strictly who is throwing the
I
frisbee?
was gonna say, Luke, I can also chime in because I literally for the first time did this at the Dome tournament because we were playing Hans and J Man's team, and J Man's two finger is just like gross high seam every time.
See,
And
that's the other thing. If it's someone who's like notorious for getting fingertips, I feel like you have to start a little bit higher up, and that's where the hand, the baseball player stance, I guess let's call it, is a lot better
So it's
because
much more of a
not
like
you're not getting beat up there. At
yeah.
least
So
you're
yeah,
it's much more of just like knowing who's throwing and how
yeah,
they
definitely,
throw versus what
definitely.
shot they're throwing,
Yeah.
and that makes sense to me. That
What
makes
do
a whole
you
lot of
do?
sense to me.
You just kind of
I
stand
just
there.
stand
You're
there.
you Ashton Genty
no,
it.
Braden gives the shoulder shimmy. Braden's got the little
I do,
wiggle.
yeah. So when I don't notice how over exaggerated I do that until I'll see a video of myself.
Oh, it's wild.
You can tell when I'm really into a game when I go from like the casual standing to all of a sudden I ride the bike and then I start like doing one of these things.
Oh, he does kind of ride the Braden
I
does
do.
kind of
I
ride.
do kind of ride the
It's the
bike now that I think
closest
about
bike
it
rider that we have.
because I like forget that I do that. Like that's I don't know. I got a thing with my shoulders gyrating when I
You're
play
just
frisbee, I
loosen him up
guess.
a little bit
That's
for
yeah,
the
I
windmill.
yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, it's the same thing in your throwing motion. It's just a little bit more of like getting the train started.
Yeah, that's all it is. I guess yeah, I guess I do ride the bike. Hey, it's something stuck with me from the early
Right?
days. That's nice.
We found it.
So
All
speaking
right,
of
Luke.
early days, I
Yeah,
just
I was
want to
gonna
ask
say,
one quick thing. Do you have a like welcome to guts moment or like one of your first core memories that you won't forget as to why you fell in love with the game of frisbee?
No, not really, to be
That's
honest.
crazy.
I heard you guys talk about it on the first one, and I thought about it then. I'm like, oh, I really don't know. I still really don't know.
can I
That's
tell you
crazy.
my Luke welcome to guts moment?
Core
Definitely,
Luke.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, yeah. Help me out with
It
this
was
one.
like it wasn't the like, oh, this guy's gonna play frisbee. It's like, oh, like this is one of the homies who I like is gonna be in the squad forever. And it was the time that we went up for the Keweenaw Classic, and it was just Luke and I. And one of Bill's brownies was offered, and I was like, Luke, I've heard stories, man. Like, and we went like I had like a corner, and Luke had the rest of it. And like 2 hours later, we were on different teams, and I come back, and Luke's just leaned up against a post at like a gazebo, and I was like, "Dude, how you doing?" He's like, "I can't sit down. I don't think I'd be able to get up."
That was my first QNA, right?
Yeah, dude, it was your
That's
first one, and I
insane.
was like, "But I was like, dude, you're having a good time, right?" Just like, dude, this is super fun.
I'd say if anything, then maybe my welcome to guts is the next year because I'm pretty sure if I have my timelines correct, that was my first year. I think the next year we won.
Like your team won the Keweenaw
Yeah,
Classic.
I think my team won the next year. It was like me. It was a stacked team. It was me, Poyo, Stevo, and Juice.
That's
Which is
crazy.
wild for that tournament,
That's
Yeah,
where
insane.
it's like you get some of like the older Keweenaw guys randomly showing up, but like also if you have drunk Steve, like guaranteed you're in the finals.
Yes,
Like
like that's a
Steve
given.
has lost so many Keweenaw Classic finals.
I'm pretty sure I've lost one with him.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just I've lost one with him too. So is my brother. It's just like a tradition.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay, so last question for me, Luke, before we go on, because we got a couple fun games planned. We have a few fun games.
Oh yeah.
But the last question for me, and this might be a little divisive because we play on the same team. My question is, who is the best player that you've seen play Guts, and who is the best player that you've played Guts with?
And it's okay if I'm the answer for both of them. That's allowed.
Yeah, we can keep it simple and just say Noah, Noah, and then we can move on, and that's totally.
Played with? I mean, it's tough because I feel like everyone has their moments. Probably Cam. Cam's an easy answer to say for that.
Yeah.
It's Cam. There isn't much else to say.
Yeah, that also might just be the right answer.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah,
the correct
best
answer.
player I've seen play. I remember watching, spectating. It was early on in my Guts career, and I want to say it was the first time O'Malley's won Marquette, but I don't know. Mikey Banghart was playing with them, and it was like prime Mikey Banghart,
Yeah, dude.
and his shot was just like untouchable. So from a throwing perspective, maybe that version of Michael Banghart on O'Malley's back in the day. That's like the first place my mind goes to.
Yeah, dude. I love
Which
that.
also like super fair.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
man just would go to tournaments and be like, I don't want to get caught this weekend. Like I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I love
And
that.
it's like, what do you mean, Michael? But yeah, those are great answers. Love that. Luke, we've got 2 games for you, and then you've got a game for us.
I'm excited for the last one. I'm very
Yeah,
excited
the last
for this
one,
last
the last
one.
one's gonna be great. But getting into the first game, Luke, we're gonna need you to name your fictional starting 5 for a Guts line. So for the folks at home, basically any fictional character. Knowing Luke, there's at least gonna be one character from anime, but like any 5 that you think would be like crush it at Guts, and give just like a little reason why you think they'd be good at it.
Also, I suppose first, Noah, should you and I name one? So, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
we'll do one each as like a give
Yeah,
Luke a little buffer on it too.
yeah. I have one. If you want me to, if you
Yeah,
want
why
me
don't
to.
you go first?
So mine, I went very practical. My initial thought was we've got fictional characters. There's going to be some overpoweredly fast. Like the offense
See,
is
this
going to
is
be
right away where I
gross.
went.
The offense is going to be gross regardless. So my mind immediately went to, okay, who's going to be sick at defense? Give me Spider-Man right off the bat. He's got that Spidey sense, dude. Not a single thing is
What
getting
can he
past Peter Parker.
can he just web the disc? Like you got to ban webs, right?
Well,
Like that's
yes,
a performance enhancer.
yeah. Well, but if you're webbing, it's gonna be out of your box anyways, right? Like,
I'm thinking like a chase down. Like,
oh,
oh,
okay,
Frisbee's about to hit the ground on an up, and he just webs it into his hand.
yeah. Web shooters need to be like he needs to be patted down for the web shooters before the tournament. But give me, I mean, he's got the stick, like he has the stick built in. Nothing is dropping the ground. Nothing is hitting
No,
the ground.
he's gonna have some crazy catches. See,
Yes.
I went a little different, and maybe this just shows the nerd in me. But I was like, what's one of the hardest things I've done playing against a team? And it's when we played the really short Japan team at the IFT.
Ooh.
And I'm like, no, I want Samwise Gamgee on my team in the middle. He's a halfling. Like, do you know how hard of a box he has to hit?
I love
Plus,
that.
dude's just a rock. Like, great friend, will carry your team. He's just got hands in the middle.
Will carry your team. Frodo's not making it to Mount Doom without Sam.
No,
there,
but
dude.
Sam will be there with that frisbee, which in this case is a ring, which is actually a frisbee. But yeah, that's where my brain went. Was just give me a bunch of like dwarves and hobbits, and just I'll have the smallest line of all time.
Carter's trying to throw a thumber and it's like 7 feet over their head. It's like this is usually
Yeah.
fingertips, and they just lose because they're
They're
2 feet
so
tall.
short.
See,
All right, Luke. Hopefully that's something to
yeah.
get you going.
dude, I mean, if you want to go the superhero route, you're basically cheating. Like, give me the Flash on the end.
Yeah, true.
I
Okay, the
mean,
real
it's
question there:
fine.
do you want Barry Allen or Wally West?
Oh.
You can only have one.
Oh. Which speedster?
I mean, if I'm gonna be a nerd about it, canonically, I believe Wally West is like way faster than Barry.
He is. Wally's significantly faster.
Yes, like on a power scaling level, Wally's like fastest speedster of all time. I don't know if that. I don't know all verses of all time, but like DC wise, I'm pretty sure Wally's the fastest. So we'll throw him on my end. That's the one cheat answer, I guess.
Okay, well, so before you go, where would you then put? With him on the end? Where would you slot Spider-Man and Samwise? So like, what are they playing?
Spider-Man's got to be a whip.
Yeah.
I feel
agree.
like that makes sense. And he's got like. Do you think he can use the webs to throw?
No, because I think we're just banning like
We're
his
banning.
web
Did we
shooters.
just?
Yeah,
Did you
I
say
think,
we were banning webs?
I think
Oh,
we're
all
just
right.
banning the webs. Yeah.
Okay. Regardless, he can probably throw pretty hard. He's
I
got
would
like
imagine.
super strength.
Yeah.
So like, um, Samwise, I guess put him in the middle.
Are
Or
you
maybe
putting
an end.
Are you putting Spider-Man next to? Is Spider-Man on Flash's end?
I'll
or
figure
is-
that out in a
Okay,
second.
all
Let's
right,
figure
all
out who the rest of my team is first before I start placing guys on a line.
Yeah, so you can flex Samwise right now. Just
So
leave
am
him
I like
floating.
in this situation? Am I like the coach here? I'm like telling these guys what to do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
I think a good way to approach it too is like, who's taking your dump shot? Like, who's the?
Oh, who could throw really well? Who could throw really
Who's
well?
taking the dumps? Because they're gonna miss Sam a whole lot. 3 feet tall. So there's gonna be a lot of dumps in this game.
I don't. So I see this on my TikTok all the time, and this is why I'm going for it. But the movie with it's a baseball movie, right? Because I'm thinking, give me someone like more realistic, but that's gonna be able to throw well. What's the guy's name? He was in Yellow. Have either of you guys seen Yellowstone?
No, but I see clips of that.
He's
Oh,
John
that's
Dutton in
it's Kevin
Yellowstone.
Costner.
Kevin, yeah. There's the Kevin Costner
Is it-
movie where he pitches the perfect game or whatever.
Is that?
You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
Yes, where he's on the Tigers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly
Yes.
what you're talking about. Yeah, that dude
Yeah.
is a beast. I want
Yeah,
him on
give
my
me him.
team every
give me
day of the
him on
week.
the other whip.
He's throwing the grossest thumber of all time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just unreal thumber.
And then someone to. I feel like I need someone who's gonna be like the glue guy, you know?
Yep.
Someone who's gonna bring the team chemistry up.
I love
I
that.
mean, there is an anime character that I thought of. Luke.
Is there who? What are
I
you
think,
thinking here?
dude, I think Luffy's the ultimate glue guy. He can literally change his
Good
form
one.
to fit whatever your team.
Luffy is a good one, and he's like the captain.
Yeah, dude, he's the he's the captain of your team, literally.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's as good of an answer as I would have came up with. So yeah, give me Luffy in the middle too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, great call.
So then now back to the original question. You got Luffy in the middle. You got
Yeah.
Wally
Where am
West
I
on an
putting
end.
people?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep the superheroes apart. I'm gonna put Samwise on Spidey's whip, and then I'll throw Barry on because Barry's gonna be leaving early, right?
Oh, so early. He's
'Cause-
already there.
Because Kevin Costner, he's gonna be poaching that spot. He's there anyway. So, or Wally. I picked Wally.
I think it's
Wally's
Wally.
kicking
Wally's
off
gonna
out
be
the
there.
back. Yeah. So that's perfect strategy right there. They're probably gonna be throwing at Frodo, Samwise. You know,
Yep.
that's
Picking on the
probably their
little guy.
guy. So just get that up in the air somewhere. Wally's
they could
fly
even-
side.
Well,
Yeah,
there.
if they don't dump trying to hit that just
Exactly,
3 foot
yeah,
by 3
yeah.
foot.
That's the team.
I love that. I think the placement is correct as well. I think
That's-
that all worked out well. I think you
Yeah,
put Sam.
yeah.
I actually love every bit of it.
Unless you think maybe Samwise is the target, you throw him in the middle.
And
that's
then you
the-
put
that's
the
like the other-
superheroes next to him.
No,
they can
Kevin
crash
Costner.
gaps?
I don't even know the character's name. Kevin Costner's staying on a whip.
You think he's not?
Yeah,
moving?
he's
No,
our big
dude.
one. Yeah.
It's the Mike Mullet effect of like that half just never got thrown at because that thumber on the whip
No
was
one's
just so
catching it,
scary.
yeah.
Of like no one's going that way.
So
That's
Kevin
impossible.
Costner's 1-2 gap is the you can't shoot 1-2
You,
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
Cap
shoot
Doom,
1-2,
yeah.
man.
just because Kevin Costner.
Just actual Kevin Costner. Not even his character. It's just the
Kevin
guy
Costner.
It's not the pitcher anymore. It's actually just Kevin Costner.
who has all of those skills, though. Anyways, I'm sure.
I'm sure through acting he has acquired those. I would imagine so. That's a great line.
right.
I think you did a really good job actually.
now to switch gears completely from the
Crazy.
fictional to the real life nonfiction. Luke, we're gonna give a classic blind rankings game for you, and it's gonna be former Wolfpack teammates. None of the current squad, none of the boys who are like for sure playing with us, but it's like they played with us one tournament or like that one summer when we just had like people going in and out, and it was just the three of us and randos. So I'll wait till Braden gets the.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
You got
I'm
that
just,
graphic queued up? We ready
There's
to
so
go?
many names popping up in my mind. There are
I
5
know.
of them.
Yeah, there's 5. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be almost like imagine that like we had to leave the Wolfpack, and like we had to replace ourselves out of these like blind rankings.
Okay.
Who would you want to be like for sure fill in for us versus like please dear God don't have him back on the squad.
Okay.
All right, so I'm ready. I'm ready to.
You got it?
I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I've got it on the I've got it on my laptop, so I can just pay attention.
Cool, perfect.
And I'll give updates after each answer.
Yep.
before
All
I
right. So
do.
Luke,
Yep.
the first name in your 1 through 5 is gonna be Sam Leo.
Dude. The thing is, Sam Leo has like so much potential. He had
so much potential.
Yeah, dude.
That was like half of everyone who's ever played on the Wolfpack.
Yes, correct. We
So
get
much
really good
potential,
yeah.
and then would like move or stop playing.
Man. I don't know who's on.
Yeah, you don't know who we're gonna go to.
But it's
after
like
this,
current Sam Leo. It's Sam Leo from when he played with us. I mean,
It's when they were on the Wolfpack,
Yep.
like
Yep.
that era of that person.
Yep.
he had a ton of potential, but I'll throw him at 3 for now, just because I don't know who's coming up. And
That's fair. That's a good call. That's safe.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
yeah, it's safe. He threw hard. I can't really remember how his hands were or anything, but he threw hard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Second name, Brandon Caskey, the one tournament wonder from like Natty's 3 years ago.
Brandon Caskey.
Yeah, dude.
Bucket hat extraordinaire.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
I
on
remember.
Wolfpack.
I remember. Was it just us 5? Didn't Dan didn't your dad not show up on Sunday? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, he had like
Was
a
that the
migraine that
tournament
day.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally just the 5 of us Sunday trying to figure it out.
Who was the 5th? Did we
Tanner.
have Tanner then? Yeah, okay, we did.
Yeah.
So it's the Caskey that played with Wolfpack.
Yes.
Yeah, not
And
where
not
he's at
current
now.
Caskey.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 1 or 2. Definitely, I'm full agreement that version of Caskey is better than whatever Sam Leo played with us.
Are you?
I'm trying to think of people that I could have higher.
I was gonna say, are you locking down the 1 spot on pick 2? Are you?
See, the thing is, and I'll get these videos on my TikTok where it's like blind rank these guys, or like even the filters where it like gives you something that you're ranking,
Yeah.
and you always leave like 1 and 10 left, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't like who I got for those spots, so I'm gonna throw Caskey at my 1.
Caskey at 1. Okay.
That way, I
Brandon
can't
Caskey.
be, maybe there's someone
Yep.
a little more solid that they could have been 1, but hey, 2's not bad either.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So quick update. Brendan Caskey has just taken the 1 spot, and you've got Sam Leo in the 3.
Smack dab in the middle.
Smack dab in the middle. Which did he play in middle?
I don't know,
where
but
Sam
the next
plays.
person anchored the middle for 2 years and has a lot of early Wolfpack lore. Luke, you knew it was coming. It's Ryan
Yeah.
Morrissey, the man himself.
Jeez.
I still think I have that picture of going down the line from left to right. It's Rachel, Ryan, Noah. I think you were in the middle. It's someone else, and then it's like Dan Gannon, and everyone is like looking in different directions.
Oh yeah, we were so
so
unfocused in
early.
those days.
Everyone
so
was
early
kneeling
back.
down and ready to go, but everyone, I swear, was like looking at something else. It might be the best picture I have on my phone.
That's fire, dude.
One and 3 are gone. You've got 2, 4, or 5.
Man. Now, I'm gonna throw him at 4,
Okay.
just because I want to leave my 2 slot open. I think obviously it's blind ranking.
Yep.
I probably would swap Ryan and Sam, just because Ryan played more. Sam threw harder, I think, but Ryan defensively was definitely better. So I'm gonna go 4.
Yep.
If I could have that one back, sure, maybe, but I'm still pretty content with the list.
We got 2 picks left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I could have horribly messed things up already.
I mean, I think the next one might be an insta lock for you where he goes.
Oh, okay.
In terms of Wolfpack lore, I think the worst tournament that we ever had. I could not play due to illness that summer. Ryan Morsey had just had back surgery, and so the briefest of appearances from
Dude.
one Garrett Marshall at that one IFT.
Dude. Was it IFT that he played with us?
Yeah,
dude.
because Ryan and I just sat and drank under the tent because we couldn't do anything else.
Because I think there was one Marquette. Whereas
Dude, it might have been a 2-tournament swing.
but
right?
it was like only me and then just random.
Was that the time that like Trent played with us
was-
and
it
I
was
didn't
with-
get my jersey back for 2
Yes,
years?
it was Trent.
Oh, I remember
Me-
that.
Braden, were you at this tournament?
No, I don't think I was, but I remember Noah like bitching about his jersey not being there.
Yeah, it
For
was
so
me.
long,
Yes.
dude.
It was. I'm pretty sure the lineup was like something along the lines of me, Trent, Mando,
Oh,
Garrett
wow.
Marshall. God, I want to say Ryan Glover.
Dude, it's
Oh,
possible.
it
We
could-
had a couple like weird tournaments in there.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Oh my god, back in the day.
And then I don't even know who else. Maybe Sam Leo was on that team.
It
Who
could very
knows?
well have been
If
Sam
Trent
Leo.
was playing with us, maybe it could have been
Yeah.
Sam Leo.
Yeah, those
But yeah,
two-
your fourth option, the
But Garrett,
Uh,
going back to the thing, Garrett Marshall in 5. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, Garrett. Love you, but
you know, there are just some people who aren't as good at throwing frisbees as others. I think I watched Garrett throw a vertical 2-finger with the wind at his back in that IFT. And I was like, I remember because you guys just had 5 and like
who was
barely
the
squeaked
team for
out
IFT?
a single win. And like I remember my dad came over and was like, "This might be one of the roughest teams I've seen
Oh
and
no.
been a part of." And I was like, "Oh no, Dad."
Oh no.
All right, so this is
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll give a quick update. So in the one
yeah. If you
spot,
want to say where we're at,
one spot you got Brendan Caskey. Your 2 is the last spot. Then in 3 you have Sam Leo. 4 is Ryan Morrissey, and 5 is Garrett Marshall. Luke, how do you feel going into this final pick?
So there are some bad names that could come up that really, really screw things up. And then I'd be kind of mad because you put the best 3 players first, like the first 3 guys.
Sure.
But I mean, there are some good names too. I have one in mind that I think fits really well into the 2 spot. So maybe that
Braden-
name will come up, but we'll
Braden,
see.
knowing the last name, where would you put him in this list? If you could slide anyone around, like the person we haven't revealed yet, where would you put him on the
See,
list?
I was teetering between 1 and 2. So like I think
Because
Luke-
he for sure is my 1.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I know who it is.
Okay,
So
do
the
you wanna-
last
you wanna guess,
person
Luke?
is Caden Clanderman.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, Caden, I would put at my 1. The Caden that played with us. I mean, the most recent tournament was the Lansing, the year that we got 3rd.
Yeah, and dude, he
I was
could
actually
just
thinking
throw.
it was going to be someone else who played on that team. I thought
Oh,
I thought the magical 5th name was going to be Perks, to be honest.
And that's
Dude.
he was originally on like we had a list of like 7. I think Perky just sneaked off the just snuck off
Yeah.
the list.
just
Because
missed it.
Caden played like what?
It was like a year in
or
a
four-
tournament,
Yeah,
or like
3 or
a
4
tournament,
tournaments.
a full year, and then a tournament.
So I wasn't sure if he'd be on the list, to be honest, because
Yeah.
that's like a
See,
calendar year playing with us. That's like,
But I only
I mean,
remember him at 2
we still talk.
tournaments.
He's in the group chats and shit. You know?
Yeah, it was just like I feel like he was like the shooting star of the Wolfpack. Of like he came in throwing Alex 2's backhands, and then I remember one time specifically we were throwing at Bothwell, and someone threw a turnaround backhand, and he was like, "That looks like fun. I want to try that." And then it was like one of the 3 fastest backhands I've ever seen. Like it was like no touch ace, and it was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
He
pissed
created a
it's
shot. Like the
He
bloomin'
created
onion
a
is
shot,
a thing
yes.
because of
I've
Caden.
always I've always wanted to create a shot, and he did it way before I did.
The
I was
blue
actually experimenting with an upside down chicken wing at the last practice. That it didn't really work. Maybe someone who throws a chicken wing better than me could make it work, but
Oh, dude, I love that though. All right, Braden, you want to hit us with the final list?
Yeah. So the final list goes Brendan Caskey, Caden Clanderman, Sam Leo, Ryan Morrissey, Garrett Marshall. Luke, are you?
it's a pretty
Not
good.
bad.
That's not
That's
bad.
pretty decent.
I'm.
That's
okay
pretty
with
good.
that. Yeah, I think you did quite well.
I'd swap two of them, and they're only like one position swaps. So
Yeah.
that's not bad.
And you're swapping
and
Sam and Ryan. You're swapping the 3 and or the 2 and the 1.
I think both of those.
I'm
two.
swapping 3 and 4, and I'm swapping 2 and 1. But
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think if you say like, hey, the three of us are off Wolfpack, and out of those 5, you got Caskey, Caden, and Sam with potential. You're not like, ooh, we're in a bad spot. You're like, dude, we did pretty good. Like,
yeah,
fill in those spots.
yeah.
Perfect. That's great.
All right, Luke. Now it's time for a game that you gave to us, which, as everyone knows, is called 4 Truths and 2 Lies.
So
The real version of the game.
real version of the game. So I went to Luke. I texted Luke and I was like, "Hey, no one I think would be really fun if like you brought a game for us to play." And we were like, "What if we did 2 truths and a lie? That's a classic, whatever." And Luke's like, "All right, give me a minute." And then a couple hours go by, and this is later that night, and he goes, "Okay, so how about 4 truths and 2 lies?" And I thought that was the best idea I've ever heard. So we're now going to be playing 4 truths and 2 lies, which is great because in my mind, Noah and I can both pick what we think is a lie, and we'll both have an answer.
So has Noah seen these yet?
I have the list now.
Okay,
did you read
have
them
the
at
list
all
now.
before?
Yeah, I've read a couple.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll
I've got a few initial thoughts.
I'll fire through the list, and then we'll get on to talking. So Luke McCarthy's 4 truths and 2 lies. 1 is some people know me as Chips, like a nickname. This would be a nickname. 2, I did not have an Olivia Rodrigo song in my Spotify Wrapped, which we'll get there. 3, I shoot firearms right-handed. I suppose for those of you that don't know, Luke is a lefty. So I shoot firearms right-handed. 4, my preferred coffee location in Marquette is Cruisin' Coffee. His 5 is my most played Steam game of 2024 was Football Manager 2024. And
Hell yeah.
6, hell yeah.
Well, that could be a lie. Hey, don't hell yeah me now.
Just Football Manager in general.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Shout outs.
And the 6th is my favorite energy drink is the Ultra White Monster. Noah, you've got some thoughts?
Yeah, so I know that Chips is true.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you did.
I think it was the Dome tournament like a month ago was the
like
first time I
just
heard
happened.
it. But like
okay,
it's
yeah.
a recent thing. But I just heard that. So that one I know is true.
Yes. So I will be
And then
referring to Luke as Chips from now
Yeah,
on.
and then I think Luke, you do a shocking amount of things right-handed for throwing left-handed. So I'm gonna say that you shoot a gun normal. I think that's another true statement. Those are the 2. That's all I have for like locks personally. Braden, I don't know where your head's at right now.
So I also knew the Chips thing just because I like golf with the group.
Golf,
I'm assuming
yeah.
it originated
Yeah, oh
there.
yeah.
Okay.
They're the only people that call me Chips, yeah.
So I've like golfed with the Kyle Nemechek and the Charles Rushka and the
Shout
Mike
out.
Kowalski. Shout out the boys. What's up, boys? First off, I can't wait to be golfing again. Like this 2 feet of snow is
You
the
have
most
no idea.
depressing.
You have no. Did you? Because you're in that group chat. Did you?
Yeah, but you think
You-
I
Michael-
read those
Michael-
messages?
No, I know, but there's one thing. Michael is like, "Oh yeah, I'm probably going golfing this afternoon," while we were getting the snow, and I was like,
Oh,
"Dude,
did this just
yeah,
happen, or was
like-
this the conversation that happened like a week or so ago? Because I remember.
no, this
happening.
is like it's probably happened multiple times to be honest. 'Cause
Okay.
he's been golfing.
Yeah, it pisses me off. The
Yeah,
2
oh.
feet
No.
of snow pisses me off. I can't.
I
wait to
drove
go.
by, I shit you not, 15 golf courses coming back on my way from Detroit on Sunday, and just everyone there's just boys out hitting
dude,
rounds, and I was like,
What else is there to do?
I know. I can't wait to get back to golfing. Okay,
Yeah.
so I already knew the Chips one. So unfortunately, that was a little bit of a start.
Damn, so I just whiffed on that.
hey man, you had to come up with 6 things. Like it's a lot.
That is a lot. 6 is a lot. My only other one Okay, so I know one of them, like for sure. Well, I guess I don't know for sure. My only other inkling on this list is Luke listens to way too much like sad girl bop
Oh
music.
no, there's 100% an Olivia
That
Rodrigo
like
song in his top 5. I
there,
have no doubts about that.
like there.
I don't know it's true,
No,
but
but in my mind,
but it
that
is.
has to be a true statement.
Like if it's not, it's because it's like, oh, it's like a Taylor Swift song and then like 4 Sabrina Carpenter songs off the same album randomly.
Oh, can I clarify something?
Yes.
It's like my entire like the playlist that you get.
Oh, the full
Yeah,
like
the
your
full,
like
yeah.
your top songs of oh
Yeah, your top songs
that
of 2024. That's what I'm referring to.
So this isn't just
oh
top 5 songs. This is your whole
okay.
No, this
thing that
isn't like
Spotify
no,
gives you.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I still think for him to say that he didn't have one, knowing Luke and his music choice,
But
feels.
but I feel like this is the trap.
You think?
Is it fits him to have one and he's like, "No, it was all 2023. Like she's washed in 2024."
Okay, well let's come back to that.
Which
let's let's come back to that one. So shooting
uh
firearms again, I don't know, but I also when you said that, I also think that he does a lot of things weird, like right-handed. Like I do,
I
like that
Luke
feels right to me.
Luke, you don't have to answer this right now, but don't you write right-handed?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, I
Well,
could
So
have
now
you
sworn
guys, you guys are right. I do a ton of things with right-handed.
I was gonna say, I was like, I thought you were like me, but like opposite of like you're a lefty but do a bunch of stuff righty, and I'm a righty who does a bunch of stuff
No,
lefty.
I am.
Because don't
The
you
ol-
golf right-handed too?
Yes, I golf. I played tennis right-handed. I hit in baseball right-handed. I carry things with my right hand.
See, now again, him saying that feels like this is more of a trap.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the fun of the game. I don't know about cruising coffee. I just want a quick aside. When my brother and his girlfriend Rachel were first moving to Massachusetts, my dad was driving, like, drove the U-Haul down to me, and then he and I drove the U-Haul out to Massachusetts, and he stopped at Cruising Coffee to get some coffee before a long drive downstate. Makes sense. It's his favorite coffee place. And because my dad's not used to driving a U-Haul, he took the corner off the roof of Cruising Coffee, trying to pull out
Damn, damn.
and put a hole in the top of the U-Haul at the same time.
Oh no.
So it's the side, not like the road side. It's the side when you're like up against, like
Yep.
going towards their like garbage dump area
Yeah.
back there. But yeah, that corner he just clipped it.
The more
Did not
common
have the
side to go
clearance.
into.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like, ooh,
The
he picked
side
the
with the
wrong side.
line.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so him saying that right there leads me
I
to
feel like
believe
it's
that
his-
he goes
it's
to
his favorite
Cruising
place.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we can go back.
No, but you could also think of it.
See, he's trying to. No, I'm not. He's trying to give us.
All
the-
right.
Yeah,
I'll
let's-
give my thoughts on
Okay.
everything later. Yeah.
Braden,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna lock mine in.
have-
Oh,
which
he's
we
just
haven't even
ready.
mentioned.
You haven't even
He's
gotten
just
to the other
ready.
two. So what are you gonna say?
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that Luke's favorite energy drink is the Ultra White Monster.
Okay, and that's fine. So you can.
And
take
I'm
that.
literally just basing it off of I don't see Luke wear work boots enough. Like, you gotta have the jeans work boots and like a Zin in already to just be ripping Ultra White Monsters all day. And I feel like Luke's got too much variety for that. Like,
Okay, and that's fair. So
so
I think-
that's my hard lock, just like gut instinct. First time I saw it, that was one of the two lies.
Okay, so I am going to pick. I'm in between two, but I think I'm gonna go with knowing Luke. And he talked to me a lot. He has talked to me a lot about playing Football Manager. I think this one was a trap because I think yes he plays it a lot, but I don't.
I was thinking Steam game on
I
that one
know.
specifically. Of like, I don't think it was his top played game. I think it might have been his top Steam game.
You think so?
That's where I was at on it. Of like, I mean, it's no like bizarre. Like, if we were to do like a live update on the list,
Sure.
or like, you know, like Hearthstone back in the day. But it's like those aren't like Steam games.
This is also
They're...
Steam game of 2024. So this was just the year
right.
2024. Fuck. I'm going to do. You know what? You ready for this? I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to say that you did not have an Olivia Rodrigo song in your Wrapped is the lie. I think you did. I genuinely think you had at least one Olivia Rodrigo song in your Spotify Wrapped. So
All right.
I'm doing that. Noah, you did what? Sorry. Oh, the energy drink. His favorite.
Yep.
Energy
I
drink.
don't think it's the Ultra White Monster.
Okay.
Luke, how do we do? Oh, did we go 0 for 2?
Oh no.
You went 0 for 2.
No.
No.
No way.
To be fair, if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I probably would have said something like, "Oh, I guess Cruising Coffee is my favorite coffee place," because there's no way I didn't have an Olivia Rodrigo song on my Spotify Wrapped. There's no way.
No way.
But apparently, I was That's the only.
Wait, so
I was
you
looking.
didn't?
I didn't. I did not.
So
That's
you
true.
were shocked.
That's the truth.
That's
I was shocked by
actually
that.
insane.
I would have said that was a lie.
Fuck. Okay.
And it's crazy because she's been like, I have stats.fm for like it's just like a more, it gives you like your Spotify Wrapped, but it'll do like monthly stuff and
Yep.
it'll show you what you've been listening to and stuff.
Yep.
You just link it to your Spotify. The last 2 months now, she's been on my top 5 for most played artists. I couldn't believe there's not one song.
That's actually
There's a lot of like, I guess last year's just Sabrina,
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Chapel Roan,
Yep.
and then like a little bit of Gracie Abrams.
Oh yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
so-
those were just the vibes. I missed on Olivia last year. I don't know why, because honestly, I think she's my favorite out of the 4 names I just said. And no Taylor Swift, but she's washed.
hasn't had a good album since Midnights. Stand by it.
I'd argue before that.
Wow.
That's fair. Okay, so Luke, it sounds like Cruising Coffee is no longer your favorite coffee place.
So-
if you had to get asked.
If we're talking about purely coffee, it could maybe be. But here's the deal. When I get coffee, sometimes I want food.
Oh.
And if you want food with your coffee, I'm pretty cheap. There's only one place where you're getting good bang for your buck and you're getting like a quality meal. And the coffee's kind of mid, but that's aside from the point. I'm more about the food, to be honest. And that's Bigby because it's the only place that has a braggle, dude.
Okay.
What
you ever
on
had a
earth
braggle?
is a braggle?
No.
Oh,
Sounds like a
dude.
breakfast bagel.
It is a breakfast bagel, yes.
Oh,
Insane.
It
that
is.
sounds so good.
It's just I get a sausage and egg on Asiago. And so it's just sausage, egg on an Asiago bagel
Dude.
with cream cheese and then cheese on the egg, and it's just like fire for no
This
reason.
sounds like the Saturday move.
Oh,
Like for
dude,
Natties, like Saturday morning. Oh,
yes, for Natties, but also like, oh, I'm going up to Houghton for the IFT, or I'm going to the QNOT Classic, or even I'm going to camp. I'm stopping
Yeah.
at Bigby. I'm taking Right Street. I'm turning off. I'm going to Bigby, and I'm getting a braggle and whatever special featured drink they have in the middle there. They have their little
Okay.
yeah.
that's fair.
So
All
you're
fair.
not like a routine coffee guy. You're just getting whatever's on the screen.
Yeah, pretty.
It's
Big B,
crazy.
yeah, Big B, yes. At
Luke's-
Cruise, I'm getting either like a Nutty Irishman or an iced chai or something.
Luke
But
is
Big B,
specifically.
yeah,
keeping
I just like
braggles.
show me the specials, dude. I don't care. I'm here for the braggle.
Okay, what was the other lie in the 6?
Oh, I shoot a gun right-handed.
Oh,
Is it
fuck.
lefty?
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
it
dude.
is
I'm
lefty.
so pissed.
It is lefty.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I
God.
do that left-handed.
I was like, oh, you're probably weird enough that would.
I
end up
don't
being
even
right.
I don't even kick left-footed though. To be fair, like
That's
it was
so
super
weird, dude.
believable. And not that I really know what foot I kick with, but I'm sure if you rolled the ball at me and said kick it here, I'm hitting it with my right foot. You know,
Yeah, that's
it just feels more right.
damn.
Oh man.
But yeah, whiffed on the
we,
chip.
we screwed that up.
Yeah.
No, again.
Whiffed. I whiffed on chips. That wasn't even like, oh, maybe Noah's like, who calls Luke chips?
No,
Yeah,
I
see,
literally
that's-
no, dude. I think when we were at Black Rocks the Friday before the Dome tournament, that came up because it
Oh,
was like
shit.
super fresh in my brain.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember.
Yeah. And I've known for a minute, so I was kind of like, oh, this could trip Noah up, but it didn't because the dome.
The
turned.
reason I wanted to throw it in though is because I thought it'd be super funny if like when we get new people at Guts, because there's a lot of new people showing up. It's just the way Guts is these days. You
Yep.
just get people who show up. I want to start just telling them my name is Chips.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
It'll be like they'll go up to someone who's known me as Luke for 10 years and be like, "Oh yeah, Chips was telling me."
Dude, I love the lean in of just like I would especially love if it's like just a totally different normal name. Like Braden's just Jeremy for a practice with a bunch of new people here. Be like, dude, Jeremy's got a great staker. And like Kevin Bickler's like, who the hell is he
Who?
talking about?
Jeremy.
Just,
You never met J-Man before? Jeremy, dude. Germ? You've never
Hey,
met
man.
dude,
Oh,
the dirty
man.
worm, just
Germ?
nasty
Come on.
staker.
That's
That,
unbelievable.
that just made me remember something, dude.
Uh-oh.
Braden, do you remember back in the day playing Guts Frisbee? Do you remember Francis? There's one practice
Oh my
that
god,
you
yes.
went to.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
remember. Yes.
Why do I feel like I wasn't at this practice? Because I think I'd have the same reaction.
Maybe you weren't. You could very well have not been.
Do you want to elaborate on that at all for the listeners at home?
No, I'll let you brought it up, please, by all means.
I don't even. I think it might have been Roger Hill, which R.I.P.
R.I.P.
You were wearing like I don't know some kind of early Guts Braden outfit.
That's a great way of describing it. Because you know what
Started calling him
we know what you
Fran-
mean.
He just started calling Braden Francis. I don't know.
You know what it was? It was probably that damn like tourist shirt I was wearing too. That and like some jorts. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
No, I think it was like joggers, but it was before joggers were ever like
Oh,
really
thick.
worn by a lot of
Oh,
people.
no.
Yeah, I think.
The joggers with the high top.
Yeah,
football
something like
cleats.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy,
Unbelievable. Oh man.
I forgot about that, man.
dude. Because
That's
it's also
crazy.
like Francis isn't even close to Braden.
Not even
like
remotely close.
if he was like, oh, Brandon, because it sounds pretty similar, and like Braden's kind of a newer name, but just
Oh, he's just
way
calling
off.
Francis,
It
dude.
was like full chested too. Like it wasn't like a Francis, right? No, it was Francis.
Yeah, it was Francis.
Oh, all right.
Oh god.
Well, we've had fun with Luke. Before we send him away, though, we have one more thing we're going to go through, and this is something that you all have been participating in.
Or we hope you have.
Or we
been.
hope you have. And that was Noah. Would you mind telling us the name of this tournament?
Oh,
one more
of
time?
course. The real March Madness bracket, which is the tournament of Frisbee motions as decided by the viewers of the #1 Guts Frisbee podcast in America.
Yes.
And possibly around the world.
Possibly
we
around
haven't-
the world.
We haven't checked the stats on that yet, but unofficial on that one.
We'll get back to you guys the next pod.
Officially the top Guts pod in the US, but unofficially in the world.
Okay, Noah, as someone who created the bracket, did you have any thoughts going into
So
into it?
the biggest thing that I was interested in was the staker flipper matchup, because I think that like we talk about if you think about like the four major sports and how there's kind of like the one off to the side, I feel like that was always like the flipper was like backhand and two finger. There's a bunch of them. Thumber's like the mystic shot with like the most legend to it of like the old days. And then flipper's like the unique thing to guts of like you hold the frisbee upside down before you throw it. How does that work?
Yeah.
Versus like the staker's like the hot shot, like the new shot coming up that more and more people are throwing. And then to see if anyone liked a spud or a shit hook. Like I know they're the 7 and 8 seed, but they're like arguably the most fun shots to throw and like mess around with.
So my initial reaction was first off I was like, okay, I'm knowing who this poll is going out to. Are people going to be funny enough to just like let shithook ride the wave and that just wins? Like initially my reaction was, okay, shithook's just gonna win because people are gonna think this is funny and like the shithook winning would be hilarious. But then I got to it and I was really a little more interested in like the middle two games. So like the flipper staker and then the backhand fishhook.
Yeah, also I do just want to say Tanner texted us and said, "What the hell is a spud?" anyone who votes for this is dumb. Like two finger all the
Yes.
way. And like we had to explain to him what the shot was, and we're like, dude, you've been playing this game since you were
How long?
10
Yeah.
years old. How do you not know what a spud
No,
is?
but he's a two-finger boy. That's the thing.
Yeah, because he can't throw anything else. He throws a
Facts.
great two finger, but
Happens.
like, yeah,
Okay. Luke, as a voter,
Yeah.
I want to.
So
I want to hear your
I
perspective on this.
first round, I didn't even realize it until I clicked my like vote for each one. But I didn't vote for a single of the shots that start upside down. I thought we were gonna see the upset of the thumber. I really truly believed that. I was happy to see that didn't happen because, I mean, it's a thumber, man.
Yeah, right. It's
Like,
like the mystic
I
shot.
do think it's one seed for a reason, and I have it winning my bracket, even though it's not the shot I throw. I had two finger going to the finals with it.
Yeah. Your two finger had a great. My staker had to run into a thumber, and which we'll get. I suppose we could get.
Well,
yeah, let's
didn't-
just
Yeah.
let's
yeah,
move it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to that second round.
So here's the results from the first round. And the score
First of all-
was the votes.
People have no fun. Like,
Backhand fishhook
zero
was
fun.
crazy close.
Yeah.
yeah, and that was the
unbelievably
thing of
close.
like, I'm like, okay, is this just because people who throw backhands, like everyone's tried a fishhook, and they think about like John Ludke's, and they're like, dude, but if I could throw that, or like a Lucas Jensen fishhook, where you're like, that thing's pretty gross.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, two finger taking out Spud 22-4. I mean, that was pretty. I was prepared.
And
for that.
like Thumber shithook,
Yeah,
I feel like the same 4 people voted for the Spud and the shithook.
you would think,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
Like, he
Like
had to.
someone just went through the bracket and picked the upsets, and that like those 4 people just yes, I agree.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that Staker Flipper wasn't closer. I thought that would have been the closest first round matchup, not backhand fishhook.
Yeah.
I think Staker's the closest though that you get to a thumber without throwing a thumber in terms of like the
Movement,
speed and the
definitely.
way it moves. Yeah.
No, that I also, and then like on the right side, like I know like for Guts Frisbee, the thumber, like everyone used to throw it. You watch any like old 70s videos, and they're just like dudes in no shirt in like old school jorts, just throwing the grossest thumbers and blowing out their elbows.
Yeah.
But like backhand and two finger, I feel like are like the old like traditional Frisbee throws
Yeah.
The
to meet up
classics.
in the semis.
So now that we're at the semis, Luke, what did you think on the semis? How did you vote here?
I mean, like I said, I had thumber going all the way. I did. So even though Staker's your shot, and again they're comparable, there's something about seeing
It's
a
the
thumber
thumber.
fly, man.
Yep.
It's the thumber.
I agree.
And then the other matchup,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm biased. I voted for two finger. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a huge difference between a two finger and a backhand. Yeah, so I just went with the one I throw.
Yeah.
Totally fair. Totally
absolutely
fair.
I also was a little
But-
bit biased. I voted for Staker. Just, that's I
Yeah.
can't throw a thumber. I wish I could throw a thumber. I can't throw a thumber.
He can't throw a
I
thumber. We've
cannot
seen
throw a
it.
thumber. Yeah, you've seen me try to throw one. It
It's
doesn't. It doesn't
it's
work.
even worse than whatever Luke has left in the tank.
Oh
to make
yeah,
his
it
thumber.
might be. Yeah, if there's one shot, if you told me Braden throw a thumber and hit the line, otherwise I'm like you're dead on the spot. I'm like that's it for me, guys. I don't know. Like,
So
there's-
Braden, I have a question for you.
Yep.
As a backup backhand thrower,
Yes.
did you go with your other shot in the semi and pick backhand, or did you go with two finger?
See, I also went backhand. I think so. This kind of worked out well for me because I voted thumber because it's a thumber. I voted Staker because that's what I threw. I threw backhand. Well, so where I got tripped up is because backhand fishhook. I've started to throw a fishhook, and I'm like, I don't know. But as the backup, being my backhand, yeah, I picked backhand. So just because they're all the rip across.
Yeah, it's the same
It's the same
motion.
exact motion. But I picked backhand over fishhook, and I also picked backhand over the two finger.
So into the finals now.
Noah, who did you pick here? I'm assuming I could take a guess
Um,
on what you picked here.
Yeah.
Oh, I went thumber backhand.
Yeah,
that
exact-
is
I mean, if
my
you've seen
my
Noah
two
play-
shots. Yeah, my two shots. I'm praying end up facing each other in the finals. Like,
and sure as shit, they did indeed. Both by a score of 15
Wow.
to 11.
although unlike the Spud and like Thumber, like the first round, I bet it was different people voting to make each of these 15-11.
It could very well have been.
Well, yeah, we know that because Braden voted Staker backhand.
I did.
That's true. You're totally right.
Yep.
And I
There we
definitely
go.
didn't vote thumb or two finger to
No.
equal it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think backhand two finger was like the biggest one here of deciding who it is.
And I think in my mind, when the bracket set itself, in my head there was no other way that this finals was going to be.
Can I actually? I just realized you guys picked the seeding. Why? What went into the head to put backhand 3, two finger, two seed?
I'm
Because
glad
two
you
finger
brought that
has
up.
the number 2 in it. They were a toss up, and I was like, well, there's two fingers, so it's the 2
So
seed.
it's the 2 seed. I'm actually so happy you brought that up because that's actually how the conversation went. Like we
literally went like we were
knew
like
thumb had to
backhand
be one.
two finger 2-3 for sure.
Yes. We knew,
And it works better because then you have the spud versus the two finger and the backhand versus the fish hook.
Yes.
Where it's like you're not going to put the spud as a higher seed than the fish hook to put it against two finger, but
No.
they're like the inverse of each other.
Yeah. Yes. No, that is exactly how the conversation went. Is we went, well, two finger has the word 2 in it. So it's the number. That's genuinely how that conversation went. So now we're in the finals. I mean, I'm going to go last because I have explaining to do. But
Yeah, I have a comment after you explain as well.
All right, I'll
So
talk
Luke,
about it. Then.
okay, so Luke, Braden and I have seen the results at this point.
Yeah, I have
What
not.
do you think happened? First, how did you vote? And then what do you think the results are?
I voted Thumber. In the pregame, I heard a little bit about what may have happened. That being said, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I just feel like if you didn't vote Thumber, you're wrong.
I like the hot take. Braden, hear that? You're wrong, because I'm assuming you voted for backhand.
no, believe it or not, I actually voted Thumber.
I actually
my
think
bias
for
aside,
some reason, I don't know. I think maybe backhand stole it. I think maybe there's some shenanigans.
I think there's a specific reason.
Yeah.
So Braden, you want to throw it up on the screen here?
So I voted Thumber, by the way, and you're gonna notice one thing jump at you, and initially I want you to look at the numbers of this.
Votes per round.
Votes per round.
Compared to the final. So somebody in the Combat Frisbee group chat realized that you could vote more than once. There was not a cap per email.
No, and that's totally my bad because I figured, which shame on me for thinking.
Who on earth would do this twice?
Yeah, or more times. My initial thought was, so when I sent this out the first time, we hit 20 votes, and I was like, okay, that's a little lower. I'm gonna put this back in the group chat and be like, hey, this is the last day. If you haven't voted, please vote. And then all of a sudden,
we got 6 more.
And all of a sudden, in the span of an hour, it went from 20 to 40, and I went, what is going on? And then all of a sudden there was a few comments on were we supposed to only vote once? And someone was like, I think so, but it appears you can do it again. So so the numbers might have been skewed. I actually think it was, if I remember correctly, at 20 votes it was only 2 off. Thumber was only ahead by 2 anyways.
I definitely believe that it would have been close. I think out of any shot, backhand's probably thrown by the most people.
I agree.
Yeah, I also think it's it's kind of like the Frisbee shot, just in general.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine double voting for backhand though. That's a pretty crazy thing.
It's wild.
Yeah,
single voting for backhand, okay. Double voting for backhand, not friends.
Insane.
Going back in and double dipping on the backhand is kind of nuts.
But also, in my brain, Hazer voted for backhand 10 times because it's what he throws. It's not a bunch of people. I think one guy was like, dude, I got 15 minutes. Let's just rip it.
And just voted for backhand 10 straight times. Yeah, that could
But yeah, it is official. Almost like March Madness. We got a little chalk here, but even though it wasn't the 1 seed, the backhand took home the final bracket. It wins the Tournament of Frisbee Motions, as decided by you, the viewers of the #1 Guts Frisbee podcast in America.
I love that name. First and foremost, I think we did a great name. The name is terrific. It's perfectly long enough, while also not too short.
Correct.
I guess in my head, if there wasn't before the tournament started, if Thummer didn't win, it was going to be backhand. I just think backhand had the juice to upset Two Finger in the second round. And then
Luke,
there
I
was
think
ever a shot.
you just got to bring that heat this summer. Like, tell
Yeah.
people to put some respect on that Two Finger.
Yeah, dude, you gotta bring it back, Luke McCarthy.
Tell Will Blau and every other guy from the Keweenaw who throws a Two Finger, because that's all they throw up there, that they gotta show out this year. Get people scared of it again.
Hell yeah, dude. Tell you what, boys, it's been a long pod. We're setting records. This is the longest one to date.
How long has it been?
It's been an hour and 15 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's just chilling with the boys, though.
It's
We did play
like,
3 games too.
We're just vibing, you know? Yeah. Hell yeah. Luke, you got anything you want to say? Any closing remarks on your mind before we cut this one loose?
No, I guess it's just time to flip and dip, you know?
Hell yeah.
Gosh darn right.
Gosh darn
First
right.
weekend of June.
Uh-oh.
Be ready.
Big things are coming to Wisco.
The color purple might be involved.
There might be multiple colors of purple. So
we show up in Barty costumes.
Oh my god. That would be great. Maybe I'll have to find that the Hawaiian shirt from the picture.
Yeah, I will say there will be a Hands Depot apron passed around at that tournament.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I still have that.
Dude, I need to find mine.
If you need an extra, I've got 2.
How did you get?
Do you just have mine? I don't think I've ever seen mine ever since that tournament.
I've either got yours or no, because Caden definitely has his still. I probably just have yours.
Or Tanner's.
Yeah, one of yours, but it'll be coming back.
That's incredible. So then, for me, closing up, because we're in the off season. No, I don't think we talked about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You're not gonna hear from us again until a little ways out. Which let me pull up a calendar here. Because we're in the off season.
17th?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
April 17th?
Yeah, because you guys will be hearing this the 3rd of April. Yes, April 17th is the next time you guys will hear from us. We still got some big things coming, like we said at the start. We're gonna, now that we have our official logo, which thank you again. We will
Shoutouts Danielle.
Shoutouts Danielle. Yes, thank you so much again. It looks great. We're gonna start, making the socials, so stay tuned for the Instagram, X, whatever. There will be official profiles.
Also, if you see us in public, like Frisbee community, like let's get some fun pictures. Like let's create some fun content for the socials, get some videos going.
I agree.
All that jazz.
Speaking of fun pictures, I don't know if you guys saw, Tyler Turcotte posted a couple pictures of him from Flanagan's. The night of. Yeah, dude. Those were some rockstar photos.
I remember that. I don't think he does, but I remember that.
Some rockstar photos.
That's crazy. I saw him in the parking lot of the gas station right before I went over to the dome. And I asked him how he was doing. He's like, "Oh, I made a fool of myself." I was like, "Me too, dude. I didn't realize he was in Marquette."
That's awesome. All right. I've got nothing else to say.
All I've got to say is, Luke, let's flip and dip. Take us home. Hit it with the... Everyone knows the slogan by this point. We've totally nailed it every time we've done it.
Oh, no. Is there an outro thing that you guys
the outro.
Okay.
So you
just... to be honest... Oh, wait. Can you...
Yeah.
Yeah, you good?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I was moving around a lot.
You're good. You're all good.
I get to this point in the podcast and I'm like, all right, I guess it's over. But I am contributing to watch time.
So, Marquette gets Frisbee, bro. We tell people to go get it when we ace them.
And that's how
so I want you to hit us with your best go get it to send out the positive.
You guys say go get it.
Okay. Say go get it. All right, so let's we're gonna recoup back to the beginning.
Yeah.
We're gonna recoup.
Here we go.
So
we'll get it clean.
I've got nothing better to say.
Luke, I think it's time to flip and dip. Take us out with what we always say.
Go fucking get it.